arithmetic sequences. So, the ones that are up there right now are like last week's. Whatever term you're looking for, that's what you put in for n. All right? So if I'm looking for the fifth term, I just put 5 in for n. I'm looking for A5. So 5 plus 6. That's all we did last week, right? Fifth term here. 4 minus 5. So that'd be negative 1. Fifth term here would be 3 times 5, 15 plus 4, 19. So that's all we did last week, right? Whatever term we were looking for, we substituted in for n. Okay? Well, this week we have, there's gonna be a little formula for an arithmetic sequence, and then we're gonna do sums also like we did last week for the series. Okay? So this is just an example. It said cost of mailing a letter back in 2005 was 37 cents, and then 60 cents for 2 letters, and 83 and $1.06. This sequence is called an arithmetic sequence because its successive terms differ by the same number, D. We call it the common difference. Each time they went up 23 cents. So that's what it is. You're adding the same amount each time to the first, if my first number is 10 and I'm adding 15 cents each time, so then I'd be the 10 cents, and then 15 cents, 25, 15, 40 cents, 15, 55, and so on. So you're adding the same amount each time. Now, sometimes that common difference could be a negative number, so it could go down as well. But we call that D a common difference, okay? So in an arithmetic sequence, you're just adding the same thing every time, okay? It says, recall that linear functions have a constant first difference. Notice also that when you graph the ordered pairs of an arithmetic sequence, you get a straight line. So you can think of an arithmetic sequence as a linear function. Okay? So it says determine whether this could be arithmetic. Okay? Are we adding the same amount each time? Matt says yes, Renita says yes. Cameron, what are we adding each time? 6. Yeah, you're just adding 6 each time. So yes, that would be an arithmetic sequence, right? All right, how about this one? We adding the same thing each time? No, we're not, are we? So that's not a arithmetic, all right? It's not the same each time. All right, how about that one? This time it's a negative, right? Is it the same negative each time? Yeah, what is it? Yeah, negative 0.7. Okay, so sometimes it'll be a negative common difference. All right, it'll be going down each time, but by the same amount. Okay, how about this one? Are they going up or down by the same amount? I guess they're going down, right? They're getting smaller. But is it the same amount? Is 11 thirds minus 11 halves the same as 11 fourths minus 11 thirds? Not, is it? Okay? So that's what you're looking for first off, to see if it's arithmetic or not. If it tells you it's arithmetic, then just subtract go second term minus first term to see what the common difference is. Okay, so here's the formula. All right, the nth term, a sub n, equals a sub 1. What's that one? What's a sub 1 represent? First term, yeah. N is the term you're looking for, minus 1, and then D is that common difference that you figure out, okay? So this is the rule, okay? The formula to figure out a term, okay, of your sequence. If I'm looking for the 10th term, I still need the first term. Ed would be 10, and I'd have to figure out by looking at it. They'll give you, the first 3 or 4 of them to figure out the common difference. All right? So we're looking for the 12th term, okay? Well, the first thing you got to do is figure out D. All right? And to figure out D, you just subtract second. You go second one minus the first one. All right? 14 minus 20. Okay, it tells you it's arithmetic. So you know it's going to have a common difference. And then we just plug in 12 for N. All right? And we'll put 20 in for A1 because that was the first one. So we'll just plug into the formula then. All right? So 20 was our first term, A1. N is 12 because it asks us to find the 12th term. And D is -6. That's what we figured out by going 14 minus 20. So you do 12, do what's in parentheses first. That's 11. 11 times -6 is how we got the -66. And then it's 20 minus 66. So the 12th term of that arithmetic sequence would be -46. Does that make sense? So you're just using the formula. Again, that's always the first term. N is the term, the number of term you're looking for. So we were looking for the 12th term. And you always have to figure out the common difference to do that. All right, Manna? Question? Jake, you all right? Mm-hmm. All right. So, 11th term, I'm going to put wherever I see N, so I'm looking for A11, put 11 there. A1 would be -3. Okay, what's the common difference? What's -5 minus a -3? What's minus a negative? Addition, right? So the common difference is -2. And then we just, again, substitute in. All right, -3 was the first term. 11th term we're looking for. D is -2, so that's 10 times -2 is -20. So, they didn't show the work, but it's -3 minus 20. That's the -23. Making sense? Pretty easy, right? You got a formula now. Okay? And you were given formulas last week too, right? I gave you the rule when we were figuring out a certain term. What's that? You said something go wrong, huh?
Good sign. Let's stop.
Good sign to stop,
Yeah, right.
you think? We identified those, right? This one we just got done, others one. All right, so on this one, 9.15 minus 9.2 is what? that? What? Right, negative, isn't it? Negative 0.05, right? All right, 11th term. Okay. Oh, I already have it done there. All right. Here's our rule. 9.2 is going to go there for the first term. 11 is going to go there for N. And negative 0.05 for D. Wednesday. Sure. So you know which room to go to?
Yeah.
All right, so again, do what's in parentheses first. That's 10 times negative 0.05 is negative 0.5, I believe. So 9.2 minus 0.5 is 8.7. All right, we getting the idea? Okay, so that's the first type. Any questions? Just using the formula. Mather, stay awake. Too big of a party weekend, huh? My birthday? Can't stay awake. Your brothers pick on you too much this weekend? You got them both bothering you now, don't you? All right, you get this type of problem. You got to fill in the blanks. You got to find the missing links, I guess. Okay? So we got to find that common difference, all right? And here's the easiest and quickest way to do it. All right? Take the term that's farthest right, so negative 7, minus the first one, over the number of term minus the number of term. All right, so which term is this negative 7? Nate? Very good, you're so smart. Fifth term, right? First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Minus first. That's the quickest, easiest way to figure out the common difference. Okay? So that's a negative, what? 24? And why did I put a 17? What term was that? First term, right? Not what it was, what number it was. So what's negative 24 divided by 4? Thanks, you guys. Negative 6, right? So what's 17 minus 6? 11. What's 11 minus 6? 5. What's 5 minus 6? Negative 1. Negative 1 minus 6? Works, doesn't it? All right, so they're showing, they show you how to plug all this in and do it. Basically, it's the same thing, all right? So I'm not going to show you that. Okay, I'm just showing you farthest right term minus farthest left. Okay, and then whatever farthest right term number is, that was the fifth term, minus whatever the farthest left term was, which in this case was the first term. Okay? It works every time when you do it that way. Okay? So again, we've got, find D, farthest right, 0, minus farthest left, 2. Term number, that's 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Minus term number 1. So negative 2 over 4 negative 1/2. So what's 2 minus 1/2? 2 minus 1/2. 1.5, right? 1.5 minus 1/2. 1. 1 minus 1/2. 0.5. 0.5 minus 1/2? 0. Okay? Make sense? Connor, don't zone out on me. All right? So, same rules. Which one's furthest right? 157 or 85? Furthest right minus furthest left. Term number minus term number. 14th term, 8th term. Okay? They probably did the work for us. That comes out to 12. Okay, what is that? 72 divided by 6, right? We got to find the 5th term. All right? Here's what I do then. Okay? Remember, I'm looking for the 5th, and I know the 8th is, what, 85? Okay? And I know the common difference is 12. So what's the difference between 8 and 5? 3, right? What's 3 times 12? Oops. I don't need the dot there, right? What's 12 times 3? 36. Now, since this is to the left of 85 and it was going up by 12s, what do I do with that 36? Subtract it. You guys realize that, right? So what is that? 49? Is that right? Or 39? 49, right? So the 5th term of that sequence would be 49. Again, they show a bunch of different work. All right, they did. I got rid of all that extra work. Yeah. Okay. In the book, it's not in the book. It's actually our book from last year that I used. But they make you try to find the first one first, and then go plug into the formula. All right. I just figure out how far left or how far right I got to go. I got to go 3 spots to the left to get to the 5th. So 3 times 12 is 36. Okay. Here you got to find the 11. This is real easy though, because what do you know about these two? They're right next to each other, right? So all I got to do is subtract them, right? So what's negative 121 minus a negative 133? What's minus a negative? Positive, right? Get 12 again. All right, so to find the 11th term, all right, so I got negative 121 was term 3, and I'm looking for the 11th term. How far away is the 3rd term from the 11th? 8 spots, right? So you just go 8 times 12. What's that, 96? So you add 96 to that, which would be what? negative 25. think that's negative 25. I don't know if I got the final answer, I don't. So, what were you looking for? A what? 11 is negative 25. Okay? So, that was easier because they were right next to each other. The second and the third term. It's getting bigger by 12 each time. So I have to go 8 spots to get from the third spot to the 11th spot. So I multiplied 12 times 8 to get to 96 and added that. So far, so good? All right, let's do the series stuff. All right? Remember in our quiz last week, we had that sigma symbol? That meant we had to add them up. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to have a formula for these, all right? So an arithmetic series is the indicated sum of the terms of an arithmetic sequence. You can derive a general formula for the sum of an arithmetic series by writing a series in forward and reverse and adding the results. All right, but all you got to do is learn the formula. S is the sum of the however many terms equals the number of terms times the first term plus the last term. So if we're looking for the sum of the first 10, first term and 10th term. If I'm looking at the sum of the first 5, first term and 5th term. Okay, so whatever n is, that's the last term that you use there. Then add them and divide by 2. Okay. So, find the indicated sum of the arithmetic series. Okay? So, how many are we adding up? 18. Do you want to find all 18? You could. What's the common difference? What's going on each time? Come on. They're going what? Going down by 11, right? Each time. Again, the way you find that is just subtract the first term from the second. Second term minus first. So that's our common difference. So you need to find the 18th term. We know the first term. We got to find the 18th term. Now, if you want, you can just keep going. 13 plus 2 plus negative 9 plus negative 20 plus negative 31, and go all 18 in your calculator if you want. I just think that takes more time. So I find the 18th term, so I can put that in the formula, because that's the last term. All right, that's just using our formula from earlier, but we just started with today. First term plus n minus 1 times d, n, 18. So there's the 18th term. All right? So we use our formula then. I think it's on the next page. So we're going to use this number and the 13. We're going to add those, divide by 2, and then multiply by 18. Because that's what the formula says to do. All right? So n is 18. First term was 13. 18th term was negative 174. And then divide by 2. We do this part first, which is negative 80 and a half. And then 18 times that is negative 1,449. Okay? So the extra step is you got to find the 18th term here. And then plug it into the formula. First term plus last term, which in this case was the 18th, divided by 2, times the number of terms you were supposed to add. Okay? Again, just using a formula. All right? Same thing. You just have it in summation notation. So you gotta find the first term and which term? 15, right? So you're gonna plug in 1 in for K and 15 in for K to find those. And then you're gonna put what you got for the first term there, and what you got for the 15th term there, and then N would be 15. Okay? So the first term was 7. Again, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 5 is 7. And then 2 times 15 is 30, plus 5 is 35. And then you plug into the formula over here. 42 divided by 2 is 21 times 15 is 315. Okay? Questions, those are the types of problems you have to do. You gotta find a term. You gotta fill in the blanks in between. And you gotta find sums. Okay? So let's try one of each. So get out a sheet of paper and we'll practice a couple. Okay. Let's do number 2 to start. Find the 10th term of that sequence. Arithmetic sequence. Again, here's the formula. Nth term equals the first term plus n minus 1 times b. Didn't I give you one last week? When you lost that already? I gave it back. Did you give it back? I don't know if you did. See? This pretty one I gave you? All right, most of you that I've seen have gotten it. Okay? All right, so the 10th term equals the first term plus 10 minus 1. What was D? -3, right? Going down by 3 each time. So that's a -2 plus a -27, right? 9 times -3 is a -27. -2 minus 27, -29. Questions? If you wanted, you could just keep hitting minus 3 until you got to the 10th one, right? Wasn't that far because you got the first 5. So either way works. All right. Well, they didn't give us they didn't have these right in the right spot. Huh? Got to figure out what the last term is, right? All right. There's 3 in there between.
Teachers, please excuse this interruption. At this time, I will ask any students who have been invited to the Lake Academic Boosters recognition to please report to the main gym. We're asking seniors to sit in section 4, juniors in 4 and 5, or 4 or 5, 10th graders 5 or 6, freshmen sit in section 6. Come pretty close to where you're sitting there. We've got all doors of the gym. You're going to be on one side of the gym, opposite of the parents. See you soon. Thank you.
Academic letter. And you guys get one this year? Most of you could probably do this one in your head. What are you supposed to do though? What's the rule? How do you find the D? Someone said it. Farthest right minus farthest left. What term number? 5 minus 1. Which is what? 2/4 again, which is a half. So 15, 15 and a half, 16, 16 and a half, 17, right? All right, that's an easy one. How about this one? All right, go ahead. You let me know when you're ready for last week's quiz.
What's the exam?
You'll see. We'll have a practice exam, just like we've been doing practice quizzes all year, right? All right, same rule. Far right minus far left over term number minus term number to find your D. We're not done yet. What'd you get? Yeah. Well, try. Come on. You guys can, a lot of you can do this in your head, that's fine. But be able to do it. The quiz is Thursday this week. Day earlier. Friday, you guys are going to the elementary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Putting your caps and gowns on and walking through the elementary. I don't know, you going to the primary too?
You ain't doing that?
Then you have a picnic too. You have to, Marcus.
It's optional. You signed up for it. Well, yeah, for it.
I think so. I think they get them to you and you get to wear them. All right, so what's 88 minus 64? 24? What's 12 minus 9? 3. So what's D? 8. So remember, I'm looking for the 6th term down here, right? How far away from the 9th? 3. So what I do is go 8 times 3. We're back to 24, right? And I subtract 24 from 64 because I'm on the other side. What's that? 40. So the sixth term would have been 40. Okay? That makes sense?
Can't use 3 because it's 3 spots away.
Yes, 9 minus 6 is the 3, yes. Then the last one, I guess it's on the next page. Let's look at this one. Okay, what do I gotta find first for the sum? First term and 12th term, right? How do I find the first term? How do I find the first? Come on. What do I put in for K? 1. So what's 15 minus 4? 11. 12th term, what do I put in for K? 12. What's 15 minus 48? Negative 33, right? What's the rule? The sum of the first 12 terms is 12 times the quantity, first term plus, in this case, 12th term, divided by 2. What's 11 minus 33? Negative 22? Is that what that is? Divided by 2 is negative 11. What's 12 times negative 11? 130, negative 132. I think. Someone check me?
Yeah.
Thanks. All right? So, all those types of problems are what you're going to have to do for the quiz on Thursday. Does it seem that difficult?
Very.
Nah, simple, right? Simple. Let's start tomorrow again. Hey, someone just about hit me. Who was that?